means I have to erase the awareness that I gained. And I would not trade this awareness. I would not trade going back to when I was 20, 18 years old. I would not trade a clean slate for the wisdom that I have. I have a well of wisdom. Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
You know what I find interesting? And I always say this to people who happen to always complain about the individuals who they just so happen to frequent or deal with in their past. Of those 35 people who she slept with, have you ever left open room for the fact that maybe you're not good at picking a mate? Because not a single one of them worked out. Shannon even asked if you ever, or I should say, if you're open to possibly giving a second chance. Have you spun the block, per se, with any of those again? And Brittany responded, oh no, well, I tried to get second chance.
I've given second chances, and it just reiterates why I don't give second chances. I don't believe that
The Raiders offense heading out with their new man at center for 2023.
So you're shit at picking a mate, and now you have a child.
Oh, Daddy, please think of the children!
A couple of years ago, when Deion Sanders was coaching in Jackson State, this is Brittany Renner's alma mater. He brought in Brittany Renner to address the team. The nature of the conversation was to educate those young men on the type of woman that they should avoid. The subject of the conversation in a keynote speech delivered by Brittany Renner was to stay away on what kind of woman? Her.
You brought Brittany Renner in to talk to your players. What were you trying to accomplish by bringing her in, this social media influencer? I had Brittany Renner in a meeting when I was in college. I might be about $15 million more.
He goes right back to Adams. That's complete.
Because she broke it down to these guys.
Her game and what she was trying to accomplish. Not
No,
her
just women. And she even told them, I got more, the coldest line she said,
They know he's going to be a handful.
I got more checks in my DMs than Nike.
You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally.
Brought you in
And then you change
to
your
talk to
game
a bunch of
plan.
young men
When he has
to
the
stay
hot
away
hand,
from
he
vultures
keeps going
like
back
you.
to him because he's
And let
running
me
routes
say
with
this
confidence as
last,
the game goes on.
just as it pertains to hyper, it seems like a lot of people, especially in the red pill space, what's been going on all across the social media, we're trying to educate these dudes on how what masculinity is supposed to look like. Women in hypergamy makes sense. I said this 3 years ago when I made my video on Desiree Mitchell. Hypergamy makes sense. Women should want to date up. Women should go and pursue that high percentage of men. The best way to counteract that for men is to now become that higher percentage. Granted, everything's not going to work out. The vast majority will fall short. But if you continue to yearn, or I should say, put the work in to try to elevate to that particular point, you will still come off incredibly attractive to the women who are looking for men who just so happen to be there. It's foolish as a dude to watch somebody like her and be like, man, I don't quite understand why you can't just mess around and be her at this point. The way that the network of people who she's around, she can't look backwards anymore. Because those people are no longer appealing. However, this is where the issue lies in how she's navigating amongst those men who she has access to. They're no longer courting you for marriage. They never actually were, because the moment that you came into the circle, you were simply the woman who you was calling over for a booty call and nothing more. Will you mess around and have more children in the future? Absolutely. Will one of those men in that higher, tax bracket, in that higher, socio-economical position, will they mess around and court you for marriage? The vast majority of the percentage will say, no. Could it happen? Absolutely. But is it probable? Absolutely not.
But you can understand that you say
because I like sex, like him?
But how about the guy calling the
Because I like sex?
He's got to
Because
be
I'm
excited
curious?
about that, because now he didn't just
I
go
don't
to
give
the gym for 1
no,
week. He's
I
been
don't
working
care.
out for 2 weeks.
you
I
can
can't wait to see if anything
understand why
special
people
in
will
store
find
for him
that
today.
hard about true love, because they're looking at true love is not what you're saying, what you're selling doesn't seem like
What am I selling? What am I selling?
Well, I mean, when you go on and you're in your car and you say, well, I had sex with 3 men.
That was back in 2018, by the way.
Prior to this game,
Go ahead.
I feel like
All
they're
right,
getting a good mindset going
No
in. In
man,
fact, the
no
discussion
woman
we had with the
can
coaching
outrun
staff
their
was,
pain. because all it does is make you tired when it catches up with you. So what you did in 2018, people still know about it in 2023. So this notion that you said, well, it happened 5 years ago, it happened 10 years ago. People have what they call the internet. People have what they call memory.
And before I even get into it, I know there's going to be a lot of people who say, well, if you're not interested in then why does it concern you? Live and let live. It's not your business. Here's an individual in Brittany Renner who just so happened to fit all of the mold of what would be considered an influencer. With that being the case, you have to consider who she's influencing, right? Because let's just keep it real. By not addressing what's being said and simply turning the blind eye, by proxy, you're enabling this behavior. Let's just say a grand deal of a percentage of young ladies were to move the way that Brittany Renner moves. Would you, as parents, or parents-to-be, or individuals who aspire to be parents, would you want your sons and your daughters, and your daughters just so happen to be a little whoopsie, engaged in relations, or I should say relationships with that pool of individuals who this way? Vast majority of people say, no.
You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season,
exotic dancers, lawyers, whoever, love who you're drawn to. The average person is not going to want to make that jump, and that's okay, because I'm not talking to them. I don't need anybody average. I'm not average. There's nothing about my mentality that's average. I don't carry myself as average. I don't look average. I'm not mundane and forgettable, just like I stand for something. I get so much flack because there's this little box. People want me to just like shut up, make an OnlyFans. Let me finish though. They want me to go over here and just admit that I'm a gold digger, that I trap guys, that I only care about money, but because I go so hard about true love, it's a love.
With your percentage of succession with picking a mate being 0, because not a single one has worked out. What's the probability of it working out in the future? When you sit there and you say, I just haven't met my match yet. As I said earlier, have you left open room for the fact that match has passed you by, or that match doesn't exist? Because let's just look at numbers, right? How many more men are there of women? And there's less. A lot less, actually. Every man in existence, adult age males, were to marry and exist in monogamous relationships with their equal as pertains to number.
And sometimes you just can't afford to wait on a drive and say, okay,
how many single women would be out
and start over. You need to find a
way
large
percentage
to start taking away what's hurting you.
Millions.
In-series adjustments, and how do you do
Brittany, you might be
what
one.
you do is you listen to what everyone else is telling you, what they're seeing, the patterns that are developing.
It's fall season, and you know what that means. It's officially sweater weather. And
now a play fake. Garoppolo. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline. But I don't want to say they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys. Really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get back into this game. So Miami coming out for their second drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. Now a stoppage.
Every time I see Burns, it feels like he just got double the height. He's ready to go to work in an office. Welcome into NHL on TNT opening faceoff presented by Verizon. Lee McHugh, Anson Carter, Wayne Gretzky returns. And how about the season debut? What is it? November 15th. Is this, you were his coach? Did he just, show up when he felt like showing up? No preseason for him, no training?
I'm not sure No, he was good, yeah.
The last guy to scratch him before he went on the street.
Are you gonna play yourself into shape? Is that basically what's gonna happen? Yeah, trying to. Yesterday I want to work being his emotional support on the plane. It's cheesy, so. But great to be back good to see you guys. It's a pleasure to be. Well, I like that they're counting us down, and he turns to me and goes, no personal on the show, right? And he is in the biz seat, so we'll see what happens. There's always possibility as the night gets later and later.
He's not going to ask his players to do anything that he couldn't do. So.
Yeah, and he does it all. He does all the testing, training camp, and still doing it.
All right, listen, push-up contest, you and Gretz, right now. We'll get that going. We'll go to the game, guys. We'll film this for everyone at home. All right, stay tuned for that. For now, though, let's go to Kenny, Enzo, and Boosh.
7 now as they kick it away. Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone.
North Carolina, no push-ups in maybe between periods.
No, none for me. Maybe probably
Possibly Boosh, actually. North Carolina Hurricanes have won 6 of their last 8 games. They've terrified, leading the way with 9 goals.
Yeah, he's a guy that can play center, can play wing. He's off to a terrific start and playing on a line right now with Jordan Stahl. But Boosh, the Flyers going to have to keep an eye on Teravainen because he's got it going on. Best start of his NHL career.
Yeah, they are. And one guy on the back end for the Flyers who's been great all year long, it's his defense core now. Travis Sanheim, the departure of Ivan Provorov. Sanheim is close to 26 minutes a night. There's a confidence to his game that is noticeable. Let's see if he can have a big game here tonight against Carolina.
Down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now Garoppolo. And that one too wide and incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So on fourth down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
Sorry.
I because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film, just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
My mom dated this guy in high school who's now a big talent agent out in Hollywood. And she always does that mom thing. She's like, you should call him up. And I'm like, and say what? Just ring this guy up out of the blue and be like, hello, hi, shalom. My mom gave you a couple hand jobs at Hebrew school, and it's time to return the favor. But she kept pushing me, so finally, to my mom's credit, I called this guy up, and he was incredibly nice. We met for a very long coffee, and he said that my mom and I give very similar hand jobs. My mom
Looking for your next game.
And what kind of car you have, Mello? What?
Lambo. And I drive.
Yeah, I'm trying to push the sun under me.
Is that right? Now let me ask you something, James. If I gave him one of these right here, would you be willing to guarantee and stand by that statement in a court of law with your right hand raised above the Bible? I think not, because I know exactly who that is, my dog. You ain't fooling nobody, boy.
If you watch enough NFL games, you...
But when I first saw this fight, I was like, why are we even doing this? I was mad skeptical. Because even though Saitama is an absolute goated unit, he's not beating Popeye the Sailor Man. Because Popeye has two force and he eats his spinach. I repeat, Saitama is not beating Popeye. It's almost the equivalent of putting Saitama against someone like the Mask. Because there's a sheer difference between breaking physics and then just teabagging it. And that's what people with two force do. Even though you know there's an absolute clear winner here, the fight is massively entertaining. Which is why I usually watch Death Battle in the first place. You want this entertaining fight. And you don't want a fight to be a one-sided ass whooping, but hey, this is actually entertaining even though it's one-sided. Then when they add the characters' philosophies and ideals within the fight, it makes it more entertaining too. Yeah.
Brittany, I'm out of the strip club. I'm looking for my car in this creepy parking garage.
20 players.
I'm being watched. Take my stripper deal. Oh my god, this is great. I love your boots. Where did you get them?
Some boots and waterfalls.
Okay, that's how it is. We're mad. Yes, well, I'm more mad. I'm furious. I'm so mad. I'm good.
Let me guess. You vape people to death?
Try mocking me with your lungs full of soot.
Stop, please. Don't hit me with water.
Has no one told you I've drowned an entire city?
You've got a face only a Ragnar could love.
And you have a face I'll enjoy fleeing.
Ugh, you smell like sewage.
That is the scent of your own shame.
You're not a real fighter. You're an actor. You want to see real? I'll show you real. Let me...
Are you guys a couple? Do you think that Xbox got a chance on the handheld market? Fuck no. What? Why would Xbox have a chance on the handheld market? The Switch exists for everyone. Kids love the Switch as well, as I understand it. And Steam Deck now is huge. Even PlayStation is toying around with the idea of more portables. Why the fuck would Xbox even have a chance in the handheld market? That'd be a disaster. They can't even compete in the game market. Fucking Phil Spencer went on record and said, we lost. He literally said himself that they lost. Even if Starfield's an 11 out of 10 game, we still lost. Hell take. Brother, this is the head of Microsoft. They did lose. They bought like 1,000 studios and still have almost no new games to show for it. Everything keeps getting delayed. At least we don't send as much death threats as ponies do. Is that what you called Sony fanboys? Oh my god, you need help. There's so much more to life than just fighting battles for Xbox on the internet. Don't do their PR for free. It's not worth it. I didn't know this would be such a contentious debate topic. You really have gone back to 2009. You think that Xbox... Do you think that Xbox got a chance on the...
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams...
Have you seen the mothers injecting their children with Botox? That's fucked. What? Why? Botox mom who injected daughter 8 under investigation. That was in 2011, so this was a big story back 12 years ago. Doesn't seem like it's a common occurrence still. Botox is set down with migraines. No, I know that. That's not what they were doing. She's injecting it like into eyebrows and everything. She's one of those
child beauty pageant mom. Fucking weirdos. She went by Tan Mom. She became a pseudo celebrity because of it. Wow, she is still writing that. Her fucking Instagram handle is Real Tan Mom. Tan to Chin. My new docuseries is available now on Prime Video. Whips, I don't know anything about this lady. So her claim to fame is she wanted her daughter to tan like she does. I mean, I can see why. She looks great.
So they truly have the control in this.
Have you seen the news about the recent Somerset Gimp man who was banned from wearing leather? Have you seen the news about the recent Somerset Gimp man who was banned from wearing leather gimp suits for 5 years? What's going on in the world? They're taking away all our freedoms. What happened? Why has he been banned from the suits? Free my man. Somerset Gimp banned from wearing a gimp suit in public and crawling and wiggling or writhing on the ground for 5 years.
Closer to midfield across the 45.
What happened? I also like how they have to specify that not only can he not wear the suit, but he can't crawl and wiggle on the ground for 5 years at least. He was issued a sexual risk offender order after police linked him to 25 incidents across the country. How do you track that? What detective did they have on this case where he was going through like old security camera footage looking for someone in this suit wiggling around on the floor? Like, we got him. He was in Oklahoma back in December of 1998, and we told him not to. And then he did it again in 2007 at an Oregon concert for the Eagles. Have you seen the news about the recent Somerset Gimp man who was banned from wearing leather gimp suits for 5 years? What's going on in the world? They're taking away all our freedoms. What happened? Well, Promised Neverland, I think, is the worst animated show I've ever seen. That one was easy. Promised Neverland, I think, is an absolute travesty. Season 1 is a classic, and then Season 2 is such an embarrassment that it ruins everything. So, Promised Neverland, I think, is the worst animated show I've ever seen. Did you hear about the wedding that got ruined after an ex-girlfriend threw at the bridegroom's face? Interesting way to object. I don't know what I was thinking with this Google. All I typed in was wedding poop. And apparently it's a cannabis strain called wedding poop. And according to CannabisSensei.com, it is rated a 3.5 out of 5. Why is it called wedding poop? It's a pretty popular strain. It's a hybrid. Well, I found the video though. All I needed to do was add one word. Instead of just wedding poop, I did wedding poop thrown. She throws poop on him to stop the wedding. Man, she really blasted the bride though, right in the mouth. Mouth and nose. An 11-year-old in Brownsville is an honor student that was put in solitary confinement after being bullied by his principal. So the principal bullies him and throws him in jail? How does that work? This is already an extremely sad story, holy shit. Timothy's efforts to speak out and request counseling for himself at the start of his 5th grade school year at Palm Grove Elementary School led to what family calls retaliation by Palm Grove Elementary School principal Myrta Garza. September 8th, school administrators told Timothy, worked the principal with requests for counseling and for clarification on school dress code policies, that another student alleged that he made threats against Garza. Timothy denied the allegation, but Garza called law enforcement who detained him and placed him in solitary confinement for 3 days. You could just detain an 11-year-old for 3 fucking days? What? Cameron County prosecutors pushed for Class C felony charges of terroristic threat. He's pretty smart for asking for counseling at 11. Yeah, I would say so. But instead he got thrown in the fucking slammer. An 11-year-old in Brownsville. Did you see how shitty City Skyline 2 is? Did they fumble it? What's wrong with it? It's got bad reviews. It's not 60 FPS? Wait, what? The target is 30 FPS because of the nature of the game. Arguably, there are no real benefit in a city builder to aim for higher FPS than like a multiplayer shooter, as growing a city will inevitably become CPU. What matters more at this type of game is to avoid stutters and have responsive UI. For that reason, our simulation is also built around an expected update rate given 30 FPS. However, it does not hurt to get 60 FPS as it contributes to better visuals in relation to temporal effects. So while our target is 30, we don't intend on limiting or stopping optimization work just because we reach. Okay. Heard some even 4090s get under 20 FPS. Eek. Big Stinky. Did you play Cities on stream? Only like once or twice. See the Squadron 42 I Held the Line trailer demo. It's great. Oh, it's 26 minutes. Oh, that's like more than a trailer. That's like a fucking full Let's Play. The season of the game passed me. I've just passed the major milestone. Squadron 42 is now featuring about the green slime in New York City. New York City green slime, New Yorkers puzzled by sludge oozing onto the streets. This is just oil from the deep fat fryers at Burger King. Looks like a scene straight out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, fluorescent green liquid oozing from manholes and sewers into New York City streets and sidewalks. This slime and sludge, as some have labeled the mystery liquid, was captured by Daniel Pantella this week. This is literal green sludge bubbling up to the ground next to the World Trade Center. People are walking through it casually. Sometimes a small crowd gathers around and stares at it. That is a pretty cool sight, actually. That's kind of nice. This is water full of green dye. Plumbers frequently use harmless fluorescent green dye to detect leaks in plumbing and sewage systems. Must not be that frequent. This is the first time I've seen that, though I don't live in New York. So I'm guessing this confirms there was a leak, since we're seeing it, is my guess. Why is it steaming like that? Well, that has nothing to do with the green dye. This is just New York in a nutshell. Every single manhole and sewer ever is just constantly fucking steaming with poop smell. I actually think they artificially pump in what's the worst TV show you've seen that's not animated? Like To Completion? Because I've seen plenty of terrible shows that I never watched all of. It'd probably have to be American Horror Story 1984. I think it's probably this one. I watched this start to finish, and it is unbelievably terrible. No, it's worse than The Idol. The Idol would be up there, but I think this is probably objectively worse. Never finished Dexter. I actually dropped it before the end, so I can't use that one either. Dexter started great, though. American Horror Story 1984 is just an abomination. There's not an ending. By all definitions, doesn't end. What happens is they build up to a finale, forgot to shoot the finale, and then just tell you everything that was supposed to happen. They literally just read the script of what was supposed to happen in the next episode. It's a disaster. Yeah, no, American Horror Story has gone way down the drain. Really bad. It's very, very embarrassing now. I fucking hate New York City. I really do.
Completes it to the tight end Smythe. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and they'll wind up the first down. Tua sets up to pass it. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he's able to break out a one tackle, but then quickly brought down. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up second down. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, maybe by about a yard, as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
It wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise I knew it was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. To his throw, caught by his receiver, Hill. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Play action, now it's Tua.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Here's Tua. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. This will wind up a loss on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. And Garoppolo going to lead the Raiders up here 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, They've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Garoppolo. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
When I see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset, this is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the 1st down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking 1st down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a 1st down.
So Tua and the Dolphins down 14-10, a minute 45 to play. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing Tua. Connecting with Hill. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
And this is one of those gotta-have-it drives. You can't start much better than that. Big yardage there. And just as important, he's able to get out of bounds. And now, that changes everything.
Just the 1 timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10. Here's Tua. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
Now Tua. That's complete to the tight end, Shepard. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Tua. And he rifles one incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Tagovailoa. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The decision made for him. They've got to go. It's 4th down. He's got his target. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Well, this offense still has the 1 timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Tua to throw. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go. 12 yards between them and the end zone. 2nd and 10. Tua. can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now Tua. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
This ball intercepted. Picked up by Nate Hobbs. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And this not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours, right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams